This is Rick Knowlton of AncientChess.com, Virtual Chess Shop video number 3, Japanese Chess, Shogi, Sets and Variants. I'd like to show you some books and some games that I've got in stock right now. These are some new things. I'm sure there'll be some things here that you've never seen before and some things that are very familiar and comfortable. This is Kyoto Shogi. As you see, here's the booklet, and it explains the rules very quickly in the back in English with diagrams inside. So it's very clear and simple, especially if you're familiar with the shogi at all. It's played on a 5x5 board, and the thing about this is the pieces, except the king, have dual identities. So each time they move, they flip over and play like the piece on their flip side. The token becomes a lance, the silver becomes a bishop. The king does not change, of course, that's the only one that's always the king. The gold becomes the knight, and interesting, the pawn, the lowly pawn, becomes the great powerful rook, and vice versa. So you got to keep in mind how they go back and forth. Fortunately, it's printed on the board for you, and the game goes round and round with a great deal of intrigue. You see the pieces here. They're made of a nice solid wood. They're not tapered, but they're shaped like ordinary shogi pieces. Very good quality. Very nice set. All fits in this box. Everything you need. And it's very popular in Japan. So, you know, we're not just starting this out. It's already a very popular game. Now, here's a game that's gotten a bit of popularity, especially, I think, even in the United States. It's most popular in Japan. These are the Japanese rules, but we send the English rules along with it. It's very simple, by the way. I mean, I think there's more words here than you really need to understand this game, because the game itself is just played on a... Oh, here's the Japanese version. Yeah, well, if you speak Japanese, great, but anyway, it's nice to look at. Nice pictures. If you're at all familiar with Japanese chess, you'll get this immediately, and even if you're not, you'll get it very quickly. It's made to be easy for children. It's played on a 4x3 board. Each side has 4 pieces. Sounds simple, right? Well, that's it. It's simple to learn, but because of the complexity of pieces being placed back on the board, it's actually a very good game. Adults like this too. It goes round and round with different configurations. It really makes you think. And here's a checkmate, for instance, where the king is blocked off by his own hen and the giraffes are going to take him away. So let's catch the lion. The games go quickly, and you can play it again and again with all kinds of different experiences. Now here's another step up. And you might not have seen this one before. This is Goro-Goro Shogi. It's a popular variant in Japan, just played with ordinary pieces. It's played on a 5x6 board, so a little bigger than what I was showing you, actually significantly bigger than the simple Dobutsu Shogi or Let's Catch the Lion. You see the promotion zones are in the different colors. And there it is, the whole thing. Each side has 8 pieces. And this is enough to make a very sophisticated game. Here's the rules and explanations in Japanese. It's an 8-panel pamphlet. But wait a minute, I've got the same thing printed out in English. So everything you need to know, all the same information, how to play, etc., is right here in clear English with the same diagrams and everything. So, as I was saying, the game is easy to learn because the pieces show how they go. If you're familiar with Japanese chess, you know that the dog and the cat are the gold and the silver, and the pawn is the chick and all that, and the lion is the king. Very simple, very clear and straightforward translation, but this game is really involved enough that you could really spend the rest of your life mastering this. I mean, it's almost as complex to get going in this game as it is to get going in regular chess. Now here I've put my pawn forward, making it turn into a hen. Therefore the king has to capture it. And here's my little checkmating plan. I bring the cat in, and there's a beautiful little checkmate pattern, familiar perhaps to shogi players. 2 silvers just nailing the king down. In this case, 2 cats checkmating the lion. Anyway, very good game. As I was saying, the game is popular already in Japan. It's even more fun in this animal form and easy to learn with the little instructive pieces that show you how they move. to take that one step further, we do have a full version of shogi, and this is with all those little animal pieces. The pieces are just a little bit smaller, so they all fit onto a full-size 9x9 board. If you've been learning shogi through Dobutsu Shogi, then this is just Dobutsu Shogi in the green wood, which is Dobutsu Shogi on a full-size board. Yes, we do have the instructions, but I have printed and actually composed my own instruction booklet for this. It's a standard shogi instruction booklet, but look, it's got the familiar animal faces, animal pieces that are very instructive and easy to learn. So if you want to have fun, you want to teach or learn shogi in the easiest way possible, if you've started with the other forms of shogi, here I'm showing you the size. They're just about the same size as a standard shogi pawn, a little bit thicker and a little bit shorter. Here is a game in play. Here's what they all look like with their promoted values on the back. This is what they all look like. The board folds neatly into this box, so the whole thing comes together. Beautiful set, very useful, very enjoyable. Everything you need right there. Now, let me show you something else that's helpful. These are cleverly designed international pieces. This, for instance, is the silver. If you know the game, you can see it's kind of showing you how it goes, both on the original and the promoted side. This is the knight, and it looks like a knight, and it shows you how it moves when it promotes. If you're familiar with international chess, you'll recognize right away that, for instance, this is a king. It moves like a king. It has the place of the king. All of the pieces, the bishop moves like a bishop, and it promotes to the dragon horse on the other side. Everything is both aesthetically and instructively designed. This is a very popular set. A lot of people look for this set. A lot of people want to buy this set because it's so easy to play and so helpful. Also, it's so well designed. I mean, it really feels like a complete set in itself just because of the quality of the workmanship and what went into it. Now let me get on to some books. These are starting off with my own personal shogi pamphlet. This is as clear and accurate as anything you're going to get about shogi. You're just I make a booklet about all the different kinds of chess variants, and this is no exception. Very clear, very useful. Of course, it's in English. Now, also very useful to take it further is this series of books, the At a Glance series. Joseki At a Glance. These books each have 200 lessons in them. Each lesson is one page. You just see the nature of the lesson. It tells you the difficulty level. It gives you a little hint about what they're getting at. You study it. You decide what to do, what your best assessment is, or what your question is. You turn the page right over, and there's the answer. There's the principle involved. There's an explanation about why to do this, not that. There's diagrams to help you understand the nature of the position, and then it goes on to another quick lesson. You can carry this with you wherever you want, one lesson at a time, up to 200 problems. You go through this book, you're going to definitely increase your ability and understanding of the game shogi. Now there's a few that are in special tactical things. The edge attack, a very popular way of breaking up the game. Sabaki. Oh, this is end attack. That's checkmating patterns. I can't recommend these highly enough. They're just so brilliant. I wish that all chess forms, all strategic games, had a series like this that is so immediately useful and easy to follow and convenient to take anywhere. Speaking of instructive books, here's an instructive book on Dobutsu Shogi, that simple shogi that's easy to teach to children. This takes it a little bit further than just the game itself. It shows you why some things are better than others. And look, there are these panels on the front and back where you can actually cut out the pieces and make a set, make a nice, sturdy paper set. The board is also in there. Just cut it out carefully. So you don't actually need to buy a set with this book. You can use the paper set. It's still very good. There's even a song about Dobutsu Shogi in here. Here's the woman who invented the game of Dobutsu Shogi, a master of real shogi, and a very helpful, inventive person, the one who illustrated the set. I'm sure you will enjoy this book if you're at all interested in Dobutsu Shogi, and especially if you're teaching it to children. Now, everybody's got to have Shogi Manga, volumes 1 and 2. This series is called Don't Cry, Zafiro, and it's a great drama about a boy who's in high school in Japan, of course, and he wants to start a shogi club, and he's got to get the right people, and he's got to get the right instructor, and it's all a big drama between him and the other students, and there are girls involved, so everybody's thinking about how they're appearing to one another. And much of the drama takes place actually on the shogi board, as they're actually facing each other off with their emotional issues and their tactical thoughts. And if you're interested in shogi and dramas and manga, you just got to have the Shogi Manga series, Don't Cry, Zafiro. This is volumes 1 and 2 of an ongoing series. That's as many as we have so far. Of course, they go on further, and yes, they are in English. These are English versions of the manga. If you know manga, you read them from pages from right to left, but they're written in normal English, so easy to follow. Now, moving right along, this is also somewhat instructive, but very standard. 1 kanji shogi pieces. It's the way that shogi pieces are written in study books. So, very useful for study. Also, very useful for people who are just starting shogi, because you only have to look at one character at a time, and it's a little simpler. Anyway, very nice set, standard wooden pieces. Now, these are plastic pieces, which are ideal for clubs or for tournaments, because obviously they're very durable, but they're also very high quality. They're smooth, they have like rounded edges, so they have a very nice feel. And of course, here's the perfectly standard wooden shogi pieces. They're black on both sides. This is what professional, regular, hundreds of years old shogi looks like. And of course, I'm showing it on this board, which I'll also show you. So, really nice sets. I've showed you a lot. Let me show you some boards, and I'll show you just a couple more sets before we go. This is the new board that I'm dealing with. It's nice, sturdy cardboard with printed paper on each side. It's a very pleasant, non-glare surface. It's really made for practicality in mind. Standard size. It's got, well, here's some pieces on it, just to give you an idea. It's got the annotation written on 2 edges. On the top edge, it's got the numerals that we're familiar with here in the West, and then on the edge, it's got the Chinese-Japanese numerals. That's a standard for shogi notation, but of course you can use any kind of notation you want if you're actually notating your games. It's very convenient for travel. Also, it's neat for shipping. Now, this is the board I've been carrying. This is a board I make here myself. It's 2 solid pieces of wood joined together with an adhesive strip, so it folds. The top surface is printed. Now, this box is what I use to send the pieces with, because the size and thickness of that board causes shipping problems if I try to include the regular box. Okay, getting on to this smaller set. The board's a little smaller. You can see the pieces are actually burned wood. So whereas standard pieces are printed, possibly engraved a little bit, these are just burned right in. You see the pieces are a little bit smaller than standard, and they're burned the same. There's no different color. It's just you know, the color of burned wood, but there's the both sides, the original and the promoted values. And of course there's the gold. This is what they look like with the promoted values showing on the back rank. And the same thing comes also with a very nice board. This is a table style board with a drawer to hold the pieces, and you see the pieces are those burned wood pieces that I was just talking about. You know, it's convenient, it's small. You notice the surface of the board can be darker or lighter. There's a variation. Those are my kids showing this set when they were just little. And yeah, it's great. It's a great little set, you know, a little small, very aesthetically designed, and fits into this little sleeve. So that's what I wanted to show you with my shogi right now. I've got standard, I've got variations, I've got books, I've got a whole lot of great stuff. Please go to my website, ancientchess.com, and click the shogi icon, and you'll see all these things listed. My name is Rick of ancientchess.com, and give me a little thumbs up for my video.